The Spartans hit 17 of 20 free throws yesterday against Illinois, and in doing so, they not only won, but that was also their fourth consecutive win, meaning that they're pretty much off of that NCAA tournament bubble. My name is Amari Sankofa.
And I'm John Neidhart.
Yeah, by hitting 17 of 20 free throws, that really kind of saved them from the usual mistakes they make late in games. And yesterday was kind of absurd. I mean, they had like 6 turnovers on the last 9% possessions. Dawson had a bad one where he kind of fiddled with the ball as he was inbounding, moving back and forth, and turned the ball right back over. It was really bad. It was a really bad meltdown. But they had built big enough of a cushion beforehand that it did not cost them the game. And that's pretty much the main difference between the previous games where they made similar mistakes, is that the free throw shooting was not there. So you can almost say that they've turned a corner, because they've now won 4 consecutive games, including wins over rival Michigan and Ohio State. And they've won 6 of their last 7 games. So going into the NCAA tournament, which is now 2 or 3 weeks away, the team really is kind of rounding the corner at the right time. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would. Michigan State, they looked pretty good last night. Just, the big three did what they needed to do all year long. Tom Izzo's talked about how Trice, Valentine, and Dawson, they need to be the guys. And, they were last night. And really, Trice's coming off the bench against Northwestern. He's been a new man. He's looking just fresher out there. Last night he was carving up the Illinois defense with all sorts of drives. We haven't really seen that too much from him this year. He settled for a lot of threes, but that wasn't the case last night. So those 3 guys are kind of clicking right now, and I think it's a good time to be clicking, because they've got Minnesota later this week and Wisconsin coming up. But I mean, right now 4 straight wins. I think they've worked themselves off the NCAA tournament bubble. There's a top 25 poll coming out later today, and I think they were receiving votes last week, and I think there's a good chance they could be in that poll today.
Yeah, absolutely. The win over number 23 Ohio State was really the win that I think kind of pushed them back into that conversation. And then you get a win over Michigan, who has still played pretty competitive ball. I mean, even they beat Ohio State yesterday. And now Illinois, it was a very tough team, despite I think they're 7-7 now, Big Ten record. So yeah, we could see this team move back to the top 25, for the first time in 9 weeks. And this is a team that, regardless of what seeding they get, they're probably looking at around a 7 or 8 now. I think teams are really not going to want to play Michigan State, because this is a team that's kind of been bubbling all year, but have lost games because of this or that. But they've been in almost every single game, as Izzo, has told us several times. And like I said earlier, they're rounding the corner at the right time. Yesterday was a great win, not only because of the free throws, but because, this is a 3-point shooting team that did not hit 3-pointers yesterday. I think Valentine may have had 1 or 2. Besides that, I haven't seen the stat sheet. I can't remember any other guys on the team hitting any 3-pointers. Like, Forbes missed quite a few. Trice went 0 for 3. Marvin Clark, he didn't see that much playing time. But, the usual suspects as far as hitting the 3-pointers were just not there that game. So this is, I think they're really becoming a complete team now. They're hitting free throws, they're shooting the ball well. As John said, Travis tries to get into the rim. Tom has been a spark plug with his defense and his speed and, his ability to dish the rock. There's lots to like on this team right now.
Yeah, really defensively too. Last night they held Illinois to 28.8% shooting from the floor, and I mean, that's incredible. That's the 4th time this year they've held someone below 30% from the floor. And when the defense is working like that, maybe Michigan State doesn't need to be hitting all its threes like it has. But think about what happens when those threes do fall and the defense is clicking like that. And then I think the only other thing that maybe to keep your eye on, to be worried about a little bit going forward, is the foul trouble. Valentine had his problems, but really right now it's with Gavin Schilling and Matt Cassell too. They got in foul trouble. Part of that was just a result of the way the game went yesterday. The fouls started getting called. It got a little chippy and physical out there. But Schilling has been putting himself in those positions where he just hasn't been there for the team. So I guess that'll be something to keep an eye on going forward.
Absolutely, and the fouls have been a recurring issue this season, so that's one thing that they will need to correct. Kobe Willerman, even though he got playing time because of the foul trouble, he had some nice plays as well. He kind of brought it in for a 2-handed dunk that nobody saw coming. The whole bench, he roughed it. Yeah, a lot to like with this team right now, and I guess it's a trademark Izzo team that kind of finds its form, as March approaches. So you got Minnesota at home Thursday, and then number 5 Wisconsin next Sunday. It'll definitely be a game to watch. My name is Amari Sankofa.
And I'm John Neidhart.
And thanks for tuning in.